A girl likes what she likes, so let's try 3 new authors. We're back, 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 we're back. I'm actually in the last third of a video where I'm finishing off a series. However, Fearless came out today, but the paperback is not. I thought, you know what, we're not going to stress. We're going to wait, we're going to be patient. Not very good at that, we're going to try. And we're going to do a new video instead. I haven't picked out all 3 new authors we're going to read, but I have picked my first one because I've just finished a thriller and I'm in a kind of thrillery, kind of mystery mood. So for the first book, we're going to be reading We Are Liars by E. Lockhart. I don't think it's actually a thriller, but it's kind of that whole mystery. It's also really short, which I just need because I finished Kingdom of Ash last month and your Lord knows, 1,000 pages does a lot to your brain. I'm actually really excited because this has been on my TBR for so long. I never had a reason to buy it, but then I found it in the charity shop for £1. And then I also saw a TikTok about how in like part 2 it says the truth or something, which, you know, I love that sort of part 1, part 2, like change in perspectives. Ooh, I love it. It also says winner of the YA Goodreads Choice Awards. And your girl loves a YA because I'm not really a big smart person. T, please let me know if you've read this because I would love to know. Let's get into it. There's a map. It's not even like a fancy book, but there's a map. I love a map. We've got a family tree. Oh, treating us. So the chapters in this book are really, really short, but it has parts. It's kind of random, but I don't decide if I'm going to tab or just use a bookmark until I've found something worth tabbing. So I'll read it until I have something that I really want to be able to go back to, and then I'll decide to tab. But until then, we just use a regular old bookmark. Regular smegular. Hello darlings, I've set you up in a really random angle because I wanted to do a really little quick talk about this book because I'm 57 pages in. Considering it's a 200-page book, you'd think 50 pages, a quarter way through, we might have gotten somewhere. But I literally don't know what's going on. I don't. We're following, I don't even know what her name is. We're following a girl who I think is called Cadence, but I definitely could be saying that wrong. And basically, it's weird because obviously the title is called We Are Liars. So everything she's saying in this book, I'm assuming she's not saying to the full correct extent or she's just lying to the reader. So it's really hard to gauge what is actually going on because everything she says, I'm trying to read between the lines, but I can't even work out where the lines are. I really don't know what's going on. Right now we're still kind of finding out about her family and this accident she was in where she kind of lost her memory a bit, which I assume is kind of how the We Are Liars was born, through the whole memory loss scenario, I guess. She had a bit of like a summer fling thing going on. On the bright side, it's my birthday tomorrow. I turn 20. So that's going to be a great fucking day. But I actually don't know what's going on. I don't. But considering I don't know what's going on, I don't mind because the chapters are so damn short. I'm in bed, I'm reading. It's bang on 9 o'clock and I'm living my best life. And I've got 25 pages left of this damn book. There's just been an I love you, I'm sorry scene. And I'm a sucker for a good old Gracie Abrams, I love you, I'm sorry. Sobbing. Absolutely sobbing. Like, it's really good. I'm not totally emotionally attached to the characters, but it's so beautifully written that I kind of am at the same time. It's weird. I think I'm not emotionally attached completely because the plot is kind of confusing. You're basically listening to this girl try to remember what happened, so she doesn't even know herself what's happening. Update. I don't think you can see them, but there are in fact tears running down my face. This book took a sad, like, I mean, it was already quite a sad book. This took a really sad turn. I kind of thought it might happen, like I did suspect, but I was like, nah, no way, there's no way. I did it. Last night I finished We Are Liars by E. Lockhart. The ending was impeccable. You guys saw I was crying, tears were falling. I gave it a 3 stars, then I went up to a 4, and I think I'm gonna settle on like a 3.5, almost a 4, maybe like a 3.75, which is very niche. The reason why I'm so unsure is because all the way up until the truth, which is probably about this way through. You're reading about a rich family who go to their beach house every summer, and the girl we're following is suffering with brain trauma, so she can't remember a lot of things that happened in the summer of 15. So everything that she tells us, we're also not sure if it's actually true. It's missing a lot of gaps. You're not really too sure what's going on. Reading it, thinking to yourself, I'm kind of confused what's going on, but that is the point, because so is she. It's really bizarre. The writing was so beautiful. I literally felt like I was reading the most gut-wrenching love story, but in like a really short, minute version. Is that a word, minute? I think so, I don't know. We're following a massive extended family, but our main characters are the 4 cousins. I think it said Cadence, her name, Cadence. We're basically watching how the whole family interact with her, because she's obviously got this brain injury and everyone's being very sensitive around her, and she just is trying to remember what happened in the summer of 15, and no one will tell her, and they're saying you have to remember in your own way, the doctor said so. The weird thing is, I'm not going to tell you what the plot twist is in truth, because it makes the book. Once you know what the plot twist is at the end, wow. Once I finished the book, I went on TikTok, I searched up We Are Liars edits. Everyone was making TikToks about the little details that are in the beginning of the book that kind of drop hints about the end of the book, but you don't really notice it until you get to the end, and you're like, holy mother, how did I not notice? I actually think this is a sort of book where you'd probably enjoy reading it the second time round. I definitely think I will reread this. I will definitely be reading more Lockhart. I'm not obsessed with this book, but God, can I appreciate a well-written, well-done, well-planned, well-thought-out book. And if the other books are like this, your girl's gonna be... Girls, we decided. How cute is my outfit? Slay. Because you ate that. Just got back from work and I thought I'd show you the book that I decided that I wanted to start last night. I'm already up to chapter 8, page 57, so I made a pretty good little starter into it. And I've decided to start Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. I've heard so many good things about Christina Lauren, particularly Hayley Pham's spoken about her. And from what I've heard, she's just a really good romance author. I feel like I've spoken on this a few times. I'm actually not a big romance reader. I usually find just solid plain romance books really boring. Like, I need a bit of fantasy, I need a bit of comedy. I'm hoping this has something in there. So far it is good. Obviously in the beginning of any book, you're always a little bit bored, I feel. I'm definitely not totally invested by any means. However, it is a good plot and it's going well so far. Like, I am enjoying it. This is obviously a Tangled Disney retelling. We're following Wren, who is our Rapunzel, and Fitz, who is our Fitzgerald. And she's essentially gone from being homeschooled, never having a phone, never been on the internet, and literally living on a farm, just living the absolute grounded wellness girly's dream, really, to be quite honest. Now she's started at college and he's the popular guy that everyone fancies, and she obviously fancies him too, but she's not that bothered. You know in Tangled how Rapunzel is, she's very happy, she's very excited, she's just so grateful for everything and mesmerised by life. That is exactly how Wren is. So she's entering college and he's like, girl, you need to chill the F out. He's been assigned to like show her around the college a little bit. So they kind of force proximity already. Although he's already made an internal comment basically saying she talks too much and she's kind of annoying. But he thinks she's pretty, so he doesn't mind. Hey party people, we finished her, and I have a lot to say. Number 1, 4 stars. 4 stars, Christina Lauren. I'm going to be reading more of you, girl. I actually almost picked up The Unhoneymooners in a charity shop, but then a lot of the Goodreads reviews weren't that good, so I thought maybe I'll stick to one of her more popular books to be on the safe side. We're following Wren, who is Rapunzel, and we're following Fitz. And just like the film, she's kept away, she lives on a farm, she has no phone, and it's really sweet, but then the downside is that she's not aware of how dangerous certain things can be in life. Wren's parents let her go to college, which is where she meets Fitz. She does an assignment at school, which kind of turns her world upside down. I'm not going to tell you what that is. And she kind of forces Fitz to take her on this road trip with him, and he's not happy about it. He doesn't like her, he thinks she talks too much, he just thinks she's really annoying. And then obviously over this road trip they bond, and it's kind of forced proximity. Trope 1, forced proximity. There's so many good tropes in this one. Low-key, kind of enemies to lovers, or like Grumpy and Sunshine. Trope 2! And there's basically loads of little pit stops along this road trip. One in particular being a really good comparison to the scene in Tangled when they go to that pub and they're all singing I Have a Dream. So they go to a similar sort of thing, like a diner pub thing, and she obviously charms her way through it. It was really fun reading the similarities between this and the film. Reading it and knowing what it was referring to was kind of fun and nostalgic. It was just so healing reading an adult modern day version of Tangled. If you're wondering, there's no spice. There is obviously tension, and there's obviously, it's suggested, I guess. It's totally my sort of book where we get that full tension, we get the angst, we get like, we're getting there, but we don't quite make it over the finish line, which is just what I need. I just need that little dip in the pool, trip to the spa, but I don't need my days in the shade, the whole world according to moi. I'm gonna be using that line again. I made that up. Oh, obviously I didn't make it up. I stole it. But like, I did that on the spot. There was no rehearsal for that. I definitely recommend this book if you like yourself a cheeky little romance. I actually don't know what book I'm going to read next because I'm going to the Lauren Roberts event on Thursday, which is 2 days away. 3 days away? Not me looking at my watch on the clock. So I'm not going to read a book for 3 days now until I have Fearless in my hand. We're now on to book 3. I've chosen an interesting one. I actually found this book in the charity shop. And because I've just finished Fearless by Lauren Roberts, I'm really in a fantasy era right now. I was in a romance one for quite some time. Back in my fantasy one now. So I've decided to start Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. They also wrote The Six of Crows duology and The King of Scars. Are they both duologies? BRB, BRB, BRB. I started it actually last night because I actually passed my driving test yesterday. So as a little treat, I started a new book. And I'm now 45 pages in. I'm loving it. Like, I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to enjoy it because I've read so many good fantasy books, like Powerless series. I just finished Throne of Glass as well. Love ACOTAR to my core. But kind of low-key eating so far. I don't own any of the others. If it's good, I'll buy them. If it's not so good, then I'll just move on. We're following Alina and Mal. And Alina is our female main character. Mal is our male main character. And they're kind of like childhood best friends. A bee literally just flew into my window. Did you hear that? This book is about Alina finding out that she has more powers than she realised. She's more magical. And we're going to assume this is Alina from the Netflix series. I'm also super excited to watch once I finish because I love to watch the series once I've read the books. Like, it's just like a treat because you get to really see the emotion on the people's faces as well. Let's get reading. Girly pop, shall we? Shall we? So I'm going to give you a little update. I'm quite far through Shadow and Bone, I'm not going to lie. I kind of got into it really fast and I'm literally right near the end. And I don't think I've given you a single update. I don't think. I'm loving it. I was not expecting to love it as much as I am. We're following Alina and Mal, female male love interest, well, childhood friends, but you kind of assume they're going to be lovers, and right now it's clear that she fancies him. She fell first, he falls harder, I think is what is going to probably be the outcome of this. So one day you find out she has magic and she's then taken to like a place that all the people with magic go to because it's like a safe keep for them sort of thing. Obviously she's scared, but at the end of the day it's good because she's going to learn to use her magic to the best ability and be in a safe environment. And then you kind of find out that she's not so safe after all and that people have other plans for her. There's also a love interest and he really reminds me of Rysand from ACOTAR. And I literally, it took me back. Like, I miss ACOTAR so much. I think I would read the next book in the series. It's only a trilogy anyway, so maybe I could just watch the show. I just finished her. Done. She's now finished. Wow. So we're following Alina and Mal. Alina ends up having these powers she didn't know she had. It was basically just watching her learn to summon her magic, have power. Now that her magic is public knowledge, she is now a danger because people want her magic and want to use her. And because she's not fully in control of it yet, people will bend it to their will type of thing. She absolutely ate. I definitely will read more Leigh Bardugo. I haven't decided if I'm going to read the rest of the series or just skip straight to Six of Crows because everyone says Six of Crows is better. But I'm also like, this book was pretty good. But was it so good where I want to read the rest of the series? No, that's another question. Especially because I spent the last year dragging my feet through Throne of Glass. I always feel like I can't drag my feet through any other book ever again. Really good. 4 stars. Loved it, was so excited to talk about it on Goodreads. That is the video done. We are now 3 authors down and I would definitely read all of these authors. This was such a successful video, which I love. And also I got all of these books in the charity shops. So let that just be proof to you that good books can be found secondhand. I really enjoyed doing this video because once I find something that I like, I don't really move on and I definitely will stick to it for as long as I can until I get bored. So this was such a good way to branch out and just try something different. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what your opinions are because I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.